in America, it is what it is.
As of June 2019, Jay-Z is both the richest rapper in the world and also the first rapper to surpass the billion-dollar fortune mark, according to a report by Forbes. He's officially now one of only a handful of entertainers to become a billionaire, and also the only in his industry to ever do so. And he's only just getting started. While it might seem like everything he touches turns to gold, it wasn't always the case for this New York rapper. Jay-Z didn't come from a financially stable background, rather the complete opposite. Born Sean Carter, he was raised in one of New York City's less favorable neighborhoods. He spent his early years in Marcy Houses, a housing project in Brooklyn's Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood, raised by a single mother after his father walked out on the family. So Jay knows what it means to be humble, and it's something that he's kept in mind throughout his career. It was also this mindset that ensured he grew his way to the top, focusing only on himself rather than other people or companies. Now he's a proud owner of 14 #1 albums, 22 Grammy Awards, and over $500 million in pre-tax earnings in a decade. Jay first attended Eli Whitney High School in Brooklyn. He then attended the nearby George Westinghouse Career and Technical Education High School with future rappers the Notorious B.I.G. and Busta Rhymes. After this, he studied for a short while at Trenton Central High School in Trenton, New Jersey. He never graduated from high school, but he didn't let this hold him back. While his early career ventures might have strayed into the illegal side of business, Jay knew that he was better than that, and he wanted more. Jay always had an interest in music, which was encouraged by Gloria, his mother. But because he was an unsigned rapper, he had to use his own initiative to sell records. Using the trunk of his car as a form of shopfront, Jay quickly sold records and gained enough popularity to motivate him to continue. It wasn't until 1996 when Jay released his first album, Reasonable Doubt, after founding the record label Rockefeller Records with Damon Dash and Kareem Biggs. In 1997, the three of them sold half of Rockefeller to Def Jam Recordings, which is now one of the most prominent record labels in hip-hop, for $1.5 million. Def Jam later bought the rest of Rockefeller in 2004 for an additional $10 million. Jay then took over as president of Def Jam Recordings in 2004 for 3 years and later created another successful entertainment label, Roc Nation. Now he's won everything from favorite rap hip-hop artist at the American Music Awards in 2004 and 2009 to Best International Male Solo Artist at the Brit Awards in 2010 and Lyricist of the Year at the BET Hip Hop Awards in 2009. Jay won the award for Hustler of the Year at the BET Hip Hop Awards on 4 separate occasions, and we think he still deserves that title now. Jay's hustling covers everything from his business ventures to the specifics of his music contracts. At the beginning of his career, he decided that he'd be better off making money for himself rather than for other people. And that's why he decided to launch brands rather than settle for brand partnerships. But although Jay does bring in a lot of money from his other partnerships, it's his music career that's responsible for a large chunk of his $1 billion. Jay's tours are a great source of income and consistently bring him in the millions. His music catalog alone is worth about $75 million, and that's before we even get started on all of the fame and fortune surrounding it. Jay-Z's 444 tour concerts in November and December 2017 grossed a total of $48.7 million according to Billboard, amounting to about $1.5 million per show. His 2 previous tours, the Magna Carta Tour in 2013-14 and the Blueprint 3 Tour 2009-2010, grossed $37.4 million and $33.1 million in ticket sales, respectively, Billboard estimates. In addition to 13 full-length albums, numerous collaborations, music events, and concerts, Jay-Z has also paved the way to an impressive music career with the help of his streaming service, Tidal. With an impressive valuation of $600 million, Jay advertised his streaming service against the likes of Spotify and Apple Music and still succeeded. Tidal has released exclusive music in the past from the likes of Beyoncé, Jay-Z's wife, and Rihanna. Tidal sold a 33% stake to Sprint in early 2017 for $200 million, CNN reported, a deal that valued the company with its huge total of $600 million. But even though he was taking a hefty profit from the service, Jay used it as a chance to give back to other musicians too. He criticized the likes of Spotify for paying tiny royalties to artists and called the process criminal. So now let's talk about some of Jay's other impressive ventures that he's built up over the years with a strong goal in mind. You might not have known it, but Jay's something of an alcohol connoisseur and has expensive taste when it comes to things like spirits and champagne. But again, instead of supporting an existing brand, Jay-Z decided to launch his own, and he's made something of a fortune as a result. Jay has a $310 million ownership of Armand de Brignac champagne and $100 million stake in Douce Cognac. In 2006, a mysterious gold bottle appeared in his video for Show Me What You Got. This was the beginning of his promo for the Armand champagne, a bottle that began to regularly appear in Jay and Beyoncé's music videos. It was a perfect chance to use a bit of not-so-subtle product placement in Jay's existing ventures, because combining his music and alcohol brands in one video was a surefire way to get his audience to want to enjoy both at the same time. And it worked. As well as this, Jay-Z's Cognac, a joint venture with beverage giant Bacardi, moves almost 200,000 cases per year and has grown nearly 80% in the last 12 months alone. Who knows how much that one will be worth this time next year? Let's take a minute to talk through Jay-Z's impressive real estate package, because it's another area where he loves to show his expensive taste. He's thought to own in the region of $50 million worth of property, including a $26 million East Hampton mansion and an $88 million Bel Air estate. If that wasn't enough, this rapper also owns a Tribeca penthouse bought for $6.85 million in 2004. Although it's worth keeping in mind that some of these purchases come from Beyoncé's pay packet too. Jay's consistently paid homage to his former neighborhood throughout his career, but that doesn't mean he's not looking to hustle his way to the top in the real estate sector nowadays. Each time Jay moves through the ranks, he sells his older properties to invest the money into somewhere even sweeter. As an example, after getting hitched in 2008, Jay and Bey snapped up a sprawling 7-bedroom, 8-bathroom Miami Beach compound at 40 Indian Creek Road. The compound is part of Indian Creek Village, an exclusive, insanely expensive island in Miami's Biscayne Bay. The power couple sold the home for $9.3 million in 2010. Trulia also reports that Jay and Beyoncé have a home in New Orleans. And yet another impressive way that Jay's grown his fortune into today's billionaire status is with a huge art collection. His total collection is thought to be worth around $70 million and includes many pieces that would make even the most well-collected art historians jealous. For over a decade, he's been scooping up masterpieces like Basquiat's Mecca, which was purchased back in 2013 for around $4.5 million. He raps a lot about his art collection and seems to be a huge fan of finding incredible pieces. It's clear that Jay knows what he's talking about when it comes to the art industry. Like many million and billionaires, Jay's got a keen eye when it comes to investments. It's a skill that Beyoncé also has, making them an impressive team when it comes to knowing where to put the dollars. Jay-Z invested in Uber in 2011, and today it's worth 200 times more, with a value of $70 million. He's invested in a similar startup company called JetSmarter, which allows people to rent private jets in much the same way they'd order an Uber. Jay invested in Stance, a premium sock company, in 2011. It's gone on to raise a total of $116 million from top Silicon Valley investors, signaling that it's doing pretty well. Another one of Jay and Rock Nation's most recent investments was in high-end French speaker maker De Vialet. It's too early to tell if its 2016 stake in the startup's €100 million Series C will pan out, but De Vialet speakers get rave reviews and are sold at Apple stores, so we're betting that we'll see it take off in the next few years, giving Jay even more money to his name. We thought we'd round off this video by showing you a few of Jay's lesser-known business ventures, which have still brought him in a lot of money but aren't profiled quite as regularly as his music and relationship with Beyoncé. In 1999, he co-founded the clothing retailer Rocawear, which was sold in 2007 for $204 million. Rocawear might have got some slightly less positive press in recent years, but the period that Jay-Z owned it seemed to be focused more on the clothes than any other suspicious matters. The final business venture we'll talk about is Jay-Z's bar and restaurant venture. Jay-Z opened 4040 Club, a high-end sports bar and restaurant in New York City back in 2003. Since then, he's expanded the club to add 2 other locations, one in Brooklyn and another in Atlanta. 4040 Club looks just as sleek and exclusive as you'd expect, and it's the perfect embodiment of Jay-Z's overarching success. That's all for how Jay-Z became the first billionaire rapper. Do you think another rapper will ever overtake Jay-Z, or will he stay in his position at the top forever? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to The Richest, and join our awesome notification squad. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and come see us again soon.